just love that song. Hi, everybody. Ron Onesti here from the Rock and Roll Heaven, located in St. Charles, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. The Arcada Theater, and soon to be the Des Plaines Theater. Thanks for joining us tonight on Hangin' and Bangin', and a very special guest tonight. We are waiting for my brothers to show up. Yep, that's Carmine Appice. I'm sorry, Appice. I can never get it straight. You try to get it straight. It's Vinny Appice from Dio, from Black Sabbath, Carmine Appice, Vanilla Fudge, Rod Stewart Band, Jeff Beck. Those guys will be on in just a few minutes, but we are going to bring, there is Vinny. There's Carmine. There they are. What's up, guys?
Hey, what, man? The name?
You know what? I don't know. You know what? You got to understand, I rehearse it. Vinny Appice, Vinny Appice, Vinny Appice, Carmine Appice, Carmine Appice, Carmine Appice. And when the camera goes on, I'm like, Carmine Stewart and Vinny, Ozzy, whatever. I don't know what it is, man. But I'm not the only one. You know that.
Just say Vinny and Carmine. There's no other Vinny and Carmines in the world that play
drums. You know
drums.
what? That's what I'm going to do.
Brothers,
Vinny and
right.
Carmine.
The drumming brothers. The drumming brothers.
The drumming brothers. I hope you guys are doing good.
That's all good.
Hey, we're late because Vinny. We're late because Vinny just gave me a lesson on how to operate my Cubase and the computer he built for me.
The famous computer we've been hearing for 12 weeks about.
Yeah, I finally got it.
Carmine's he was my 2 o'clock student today.
Vinny's student today.
My student was here.
Awesome. Well, we have a very special guest tonight. I mean, oh, can you hear us? There we go. Very special guest. Let me tell you something. This guy is really something. We all know all about him. You guys brought him on as a guest. And one of the most talented guitarists in rock and roll, but truly one of the nicest. Let's bring him to the camera. Ron Thal, alias Bumblefoot.
Hey!
Hey. Good to see you guys.
And he's got the guitar.
You're a Cubase guy.
As usual, you have a guitar in your hand.
Always.
He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Look at that. Let me free, why don't you, babe?
You don't have to delay on it. I'll grab the high.
Wow,
yeah,
that was
awesome. You know, you're the second or third guitarist we've had, and nobody had a guitar.
I know.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, this guy is always got a guitar in his hand, you know. But I gotta say, I'm gonna embarrass you, Ron, because I'm telling you, we've worked with so many of them. But you are definitely one of the coolest, nicest guys, musicians we've had at the Arcada.
Oh, shucks.
I'm telling you.
I agree.
That's not what he was.
Approachable. I'm telling you. Vinny, Vinny. He's not a nice guy.
That's not what he was saying before you came on, Ron.
Well, here's where he knows your line. I was on the phone for the last 15 minutes. He got on, and you know what? He didn't say hello. He didn't say what's happening. The first thing he does, he's doing a Boston song.
Which one?
There it is. Let me take you home tonight.
Yeah.
Could I get this feeling whenever you want?
See you.
Come down you, I wanna make you see. Dreaming of your sweet love tonight. Mama, let it be. Let me take you home tonight. Yeah. Mama, now it's alright. Let me take you home tonight.
Now, but Carmine, you're talking about the guitarist here. How come there's no drumming background to this stuff?
Well, Vinny, you got your drums there.
Oh man!
There we go.
There you go.
I'm just getting mine set up. I don't have my camera yet.
So now tell me about the Cubase thing you got going on. So you got a new computer and you just put Cubase on it?
Yeah, Vinny builds
Yeah,
the
I built
computer. He built it and he hot rodded everything, got me everything that I need to set up, and mailed it to me. And then last week we went on WhatsApp and we put it all together. And I have a new house here in Florida with a guest house that's totally my studio.
Nice.
Right, so I got the drums in there, and today we actually recorded some drums for the first time. And Vinny put on a system that he can plug into my computer from his house.
I remote into his computer so I can control it. Then I show him, we go up here, here's the record, here's the effects. It's crazy.
Yeah, so we actually recorded drums, we put some gates on them, we put some effects on it, and we're going to continue after the show.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my best secret. It's not a secret anymore. When it comes to drums, go into the inserts of your drums, of the different channels, and put in the multi-band envelope shaper.
Oh yeah?
That thing, because it controls the transient, it controls it's multi-band, and you can bring out anything in your drums.
We have that many. Is that in there?
Yeah, it comes with
yeah. There's an envelope shaper in there. I never used it, but I'll try that. Yeah.
Okay.
It is amazing. You can control the amount of crack, the amount of decay. Like you can just completely shape the tone of your, not the tone of your drum, but just the drum itself. You could bring out so many things. I'm like getting all excited about it. I just want to. I want to just geek out and just make this like
do you have Cubase too?
I've been using Cubase for 20 years. Yeah.
I love Cubase. It's great.
It's the best, yeah.
The only problem is I got Cubase 8 and I know it pretty well. I know where everything is. So Carmine, I thought, well, I get him the new one. What the hell? 10.5. And they changed everything around. Now I got to learn where everything is, and like, oh man,
Man, it is phenomenal.
Which one do you have, Ron? Ron, which one do you have?
I got 10. I have to do the upgrade to 10.5. I haven't done it yet.
Cool.
I'm going to do that soon.
Yeah,
Well,
I got it. I love it.
We're going to check out the envelope.
Yeah, we'll check out the
multi-band envelope shaper.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And we got a technical advisor here.
Where is it in the
It's in the effects. It's in the effects.
In the effects? Okay.
Yep, find it.
Don't use it as an external effect. Like go into your kick or your snare top or bottom or whatever it is, or your tone, and in the inserts, you want to grab it in there, and you want to put it into the inserts. So it's not this external thing that you're going to add a little bit. Like you just want it to be right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's cool.
Hey, how about that, Rono?
Yo. Not bad. Look at this. He's going to send us a bill now for technical advice.
What's the address?
For vocals, try the multi-band compressor that they have. You could do things where you just squash down the high band, and it almost works like a de-esser, but you're also, you can grab the exact amount of bandwidth that you want to get, squash it as much as you want, and then raise it all up so that you have this constant sheen where it kills the S's and everything, it pulls them back, but it also enhances the breathiness. You always hear that air floating on top. It's really nice.
See, right now, Carmine's in the kindergarten of Cubase.
Yeah, totally.
He's got a long
way to go.
A long way to go,
is
man.
the record, the square is the stop.
Yeah,
you got that today.
Come on, I just learned how to repeat the thing, down at the bottom there. The what do you call that thing? The looper. The looper, yeah.
Just from the two markers in between. And
Yeah.
You know the buttons on the keyboard? You just hit like the slash thing.
Yeah.
Ron, if this guitar thing doesn't work out for you, we're hiring front of house guys at the Academy.
Nice.
We need some technical support there.
Hey, Ron.
Sons of Apollo plays. I'll do double duty. I'll be running back and forth.
Hey, Ron, when on Cubase 8, I used to want to start at a certain place. I put the cursor there, and I would press Enter, right-click, and every time I hit L, it went to that place, and it doesn't do that
anymore.
Cubase 10. So I got to find out.
Like you can make different markers that you could jump to.
Yeah, not the
numerically.
markers, but I usually could just right click on a certain area. Like I want to punch in the verse. I go right before the verse and I hit L and it starts from there. On Cubase 10.5, I can't find how to do that yet.
It's definitely there. They might have changed it. It might be
Yeah.
in the. Maybe you
So
gotta
it's like a
hit
key-
F2 to
keyboard.
open the bar at the bottom, and it might be like a pre-roll thing, like things that you can set along with, the in marker of it.
Yeah.
The very first.
I got an idea. Why don't you just give him a call tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I think we're losing everybody.
Yeah.
We got
Sorry about that.
We lost them.
talented guitarist in rock and roll, and we're talking stuff that is freaking Egyptian to me.
Yeah, right.
Carmine's not too far away from that.
No, I know a little bit, but a lot more than you.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
He's in preschool.
People that we're getting flooded with questions, and Ron Thal, Bumblefoot. I think it's really cool about your name, obviously, but the cool part about a lot of people, what they're asking is not just, hey, how do you get that name because it represents a disease on a chicken's feet, and there's pus-filled this. It's crazy. But the interesting thing though, is actually the evolution of your name. You didn't just come up with it; it was an evolution. Will you tell us how that happened?
Well, yeah. It was, God, it must have been about almost 30 years ago. My wife was in veterinary school, and I was helping her study and came across ulcerative pododermatitis, also known as Bumblefoot. And I thought it was such a silly name, and so I just wrote a song called Bumblefoot. And then when I had my first record deal on Shrapnel Records in the mid-90s, and first album that I put out, every song I named after a different animal disease, and called the album The Adventures of Bumblefoot, and made it like this comic book superhero looking character thing that's half foot, half bee. And so then it's time to go out and start touring and really, getting out there. So I just named the band Bumblefoot. It just seemed a fitting name because the music was very quirky. It was sort of like System of a Down, Primus, that kind of vibe, Mr. Bungle. So the band was called Bumblefoot. And then after years of putting out albums under, a band named Bumblefoot, but I'm singing and I'm like the front man of it. So it became like a nickname. So now it's just the nickname, but it was a band name and just became like a nickname.
So it went from a song to an album to a band name to the soloist or to the front man. Right?
Yeah.
That's quite the evolution. I don't think there's anybody else in rock and roll that has that. And it's stuck for sure.
No, that's why they all have careers. They didn't pick a Saturday morning cartoon goofy ass name that would just halt their existence.
Well, let's put it this way: it's a step above Buckethead. I'm going to give you that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's we could be cousins,
I remember when both of those guys came out. I said, "What's with their name?" Bumblefoot and Buckethead.
I'm on the internet. It says treating Bumblefoot and ducks, backyard chickens, treating Bumblefoot.
Yeah,
I didn't know
chickens
that.
get it. A lot of chickens get it. It's pretty
Ducks,
ugly.
chickens, yeah.
But speaking of names, and I don't want to go spend too much time on the very beginnings. But I thought you're one of your beginning cover bands. I love the name. All right.
Which one? That's some messed up ones.
No,
Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, we had this band out in Staten Island called Leonard Nimoy, and it was just a bunch of friends who would do all these covers, and when we would make posters and stuff. We would use the Star Trek lettering. We would say, now appearing Leonard Nimoy. And it was so bad. And it was just the most messed up band. It was great.
That's Spock, right? Spock.
Yeah.
We used to call Tim Bogert Spock. Anytime we'd say something like, man, I wonder how the trees get leaves like that. And Tim would start explaining it. Or I wonder where the name Bumblefoot came from. And he would explain it.
Tim's playing.
Yeah. He would. So we'd say, "Man, you're like damn Spock." So every time he answers something, "Thank you, Spock."
Primitive.
Did people think Leonard Nimoy was coming at the gig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Leonard Nimoy.
He was a vocal.
But the other thing that we would do, being the
What the?
Oh, that looks like my foot. Hold on.
I know.
so, but what we did, it was really terrible because we were just little asshole teenagers. Besides saying Leonard Nimoy appearing at, we would have a picture from this like swingers magazine of like some like really like large woman with her ad, and we would just take a copy of the ad and would say like what she's into, what she likes to do in the bedroom graphically, and we would have that underneath instead of a band photo. So it just made no sense. I was like, now appearing at whatever the club was, Park Villa, Leonard Nimoy, and then it has some woman like bent over, showing where to go, and
Oh my God.
and like enjoys this, that.
That's
Funny. I'm telling you,
80s, we were
your
just
creativity with the whole naming thing is half the thing. You're
or lack thereof, lack of creativity. We stole somebody's name.
I think it'd be
Stole a human
funny.
being's identity.
It'd be funny if you went on tour with Chickenfoot, right?
It's funny when they came out with that name. I remember I hit up Joe Satriani. I was like, nice name with a little smiley face.
I mean, really,
And he
there's
was like, oh, well, might
Led
change.
Zeppelin, there's the Doors, Leonard Nimoy. That's creativity.
It's Blackfoot too. Blackfoot.
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 What else?
Yeah.
There's a few. What else? All right, let's think about this now.
What other feet are there?
Another
Bigfoot.
foot.
Athlete's foot. Hangnail. We can go, camel toe. Wait, something else.
That's not a foot.
It's not a foot.
And the other thing that would happen is there's
Right foot.
Right foot.
Left foot.
Oh my
You know what? We're talking about some great names, and you've got a great song. An album, Guitars Suck, was supposed to be. It was supposed to be named Guitars Suck, but you changed the name at the last minute of the album. Am I correct?
Oh, that one. We're going back. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
I was making one of my records, and then 9/11 happened. So what I did is I just made the album like a full fundraiser album where all the profits went to the American Red Cross, and just made it about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So let's take a step back. Take us through that, like your thought process. How close? Okay, 9/11, the horrible tragedy happened on 9/11. How close and how was it? I mean, literally right at that time? Was it a month later? Was it just around that time?
What, that I wanted to do that?
Yeah, what made you? I mean, a lot of people, who would do that? With
A lot of people. No, you'd be surprised. Like in New York, in New Jersey, everybody just had the mentality of, what can I do? How can I help? Yeah, I mean, we were all directly or 1 degree away affected somehow personally by it. Still, I remember, I'll never forget the fucking smell.
Yeah.
Smell in the house of that. It smelled like burnt hair and ammonia.
Yeah.
You just
How close
couldn't,
were
you
you
just
to
how
that?
stank of it.
Yeah, we were in LA. I saw the buildings come down, and I just freaked out because I remember watching those buildings be built in 1975. And watching them little by little go up, and when they came down so quick, I was just blown away. It gave me anxiety, actually.
We put on a festival. We do all the entertainment at a festival in Hoboken where Frank Sinatra was born, and we do it to this day. And that particular weekend, it was cheaper for us to truck the stage and the sound, lights, everything from Chicago all the way to Hoboken than to rent it in New York. That's the price difference, So Rich, my brother, you guys know, we would drive out there, and that weekend we have pictures of. Now this is Sunday. I've got pictures of the Twin Towers over my left shoulder. Monday we're taking everything down, and we're still in New York. We leave when all this happened when we were in the air and right from New York. And
Wow.
as soon as I got off the plane and I looked at it, we were in the airport. That's when the second thing got hit. But we were there. We got done at 5 a.m. We were at the Twin Towers. We were at the Empire State Building because we got done about 3, 4 a.m. We were sightseeing all downtown New York. So just a few hours later is when it happened. We were that close.
Yeah, similar to us, we were in New York maybe a week before, playing with Cactus and BB Kings, and we went down to the Twin Towers because Jim McCarty, our guitar player, lives in Detroit. He goes, "Hey, let's go down the towers," and I still can't believe how big they are. And we went to the bottom of it and just looked up, and then a week later, they were gone.
Wow.
I used to love going up on the roof. It was so high up, you look at the horizon, it's like almost a curve to it.
Well, how close, Ron? How close? I mean, if you're smelling it, how close were you to the whole thing?
Well, Staten Island.
You're right.
Yeah, I was in Staten Island, and my studio was there, and then the house was just in Central Jersey. So by Thursday, the house just stank of it for a good 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to imagine just the intensity, just the whole how bad that was.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, and we say this now, we look at what we're going through today, how terrible it is, how horrible it is, all this stuff between looting and rioting and just all that stuff that's going on in the pandemic. But if we made it through 9/11 together, we're going to make it through this together. I mean, if history teaches anything, that's what we have to believe, right?
Yeah. The only difference is it was more local, just located to New York, where this is everywhere. It's all over the world. It's unbelievable.
I mean, obvious differences. By the same token, name me one person who wasn't afraid to fly, anywhere in those following weeks, or how our lives did change and TSA came in. There, our lives were affected. But yeah, I mean, this is like nothing else. But we got to believe her to get through it. So Ron, let me ask you.
Well, before you ask him, I just want to say one thing.
Please.
Everyone notice Ron is wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt.
Yeah, right.
Ron, every time we do somebody, he wears the shirt.
Except one show.
It's a Sons of Apollo shirt.
I just had the Sons of Apollo shirt on. That's the only reason why. Because we did Derek Sherinian a little while ago. So I had that. But what I was, I love to cook. And I love the Fiji guys. I mean, with the meatballs and stuff. But this is what I'm normally wearing during the day.
Yes.
Hey, spaghetti.
This is my band name.
Now you're talking.
I had a guitar player when I had a band with Vinnie Vincent. His name was Eddie Spaghetti.
Eddie Spaghetti. I want to talk about DNR a little bit. You're with them for a number of years, 8 years or so, and overall, I mean, listen, everybody knows. I mean, Axl, Slash, the guys are not your normal run-of-the-mill individuals, right? I mean,
nobody is.
Yeah, I know, but those
nobody
guys, is. I mean, overall, what could you tell us about the GNR experience? Not your personal stuff, whatever happened, any of that crap. But I mean, generally speaking, you hear about the Rolling Stones, how challenging it is challenging it is for those guys. They don't even talk to each other. They talk to each other through their attorneys, all that kind of stuff. What was it like for you guys on the road? What was that experience like for you?
Well, it was really crowded because we all had our attorneys with us. Like if anyone said, "Hey, can you pass the salt?" Like the two attorneys, and then you get billed for it. The attorneys bill you for it too. $500 just to ask for. Hey, can you pass the
That's
salt?
how it is with them.
No, not at all. No, it's like it's a band. It's like being on the road with a band. Yeah.
Well, you hear stories about the road with Axl being a little eccentric. Slash cool, I think, but any stories or any remembrances of backstage with Axl, how maybe he walked off stage, didn't handle things. I mean, he was just such an elusive kind of a guy. He's kind of a, you're always reading about stuff about that guy.
I don't like talking about other people.
Gotcha.
Poor taste.
Gotcha.
There's been a lot of great hangs. Sometimes we would hang for like 2 days straight, and there are plenty of good memories in 8 years. Yeah, we made a lot of people happy, did a lot of shows, and yeah, that's what it's about. As long as we made people happy.
Yeah.
Do you, on occasion, with some of the shows that you do some GNR, do a little bit?
Oh, what with
Some Guns N' Roses songs. You ever go back to that? You find yourself like you're doing Boston earlier.
Yes, you did it. Yes, you did it with us with the Platinum Rock All Stars.
Wow.
That's right. Yeah. What did we do? Did we do Jungle?
We did Jungle, and we did 2 other songs. We did it at your place, Ron. We did it at your place.
Yep. That was awesome.
It was Bumblefoot, me. So for me, we did People Get Ready. I think we did Hanging On. We did Hot Legs, right? And then we had Gene Cornish of the Rascals. There we are. Gene Cornish of the Rascals. We did Rascal songs. We did Yes songs. We even did Video Kill the Radio Star, right?
So what a line.
And Rudy Sazzo. We did White Snake, and we did Come and Feel the Noise. It was awesome. And then Phil Narrow sang, did a great job. And it was fun playing all that stuff. Yeah, and it was fun doing all that stuff.
Let me tell you something. From a fan standpoint, people, I don't know if people really understood or what to expect. I mean, with all those names, but truly, the amount of hits that you guys all did, it was an incredible show. I mean,
just from Gene Cornish alone. The Rascals.
The Rascals. I mean, we did. What did we do with that? Which one? We did Good Lovin', of course. We did People Gotta Be Free, right?
Were there 4 of them that we did?
Groovin'. I think we did 4. We did Groovin'. On the Sunday afternoon.
Oh,
man. We didn't do How Can I
Be Sure? Yeah, because that's an Eddie song.
Yeah, Eddie Brigatti.
Because I played with the Rascals in
incredible.
2018. A lot of fun.
Absolutely, we got to do it again. And that's what I see. There's so many incarnations of the Bumblefoot experience. The Art of Anarchy. That was kind of short-lived, and I didn't get a chance. I almost had that show. I was so excited. Scott Stapp, one of our best friends at the Arcada too, just loves it by us. Comes to us a couple times a year, and I was really excited at the possibility of you guys being there, but it didn't work out. Scott Weiland at the beginning. He did his last show by us before he passed away.
Oh wow!
Which is actually, if you don't mind me saying, so Scott Weiland, really crazy, does his show by us, and I looked at him in the eyes, and he wasn't there. I'm telling you, the eyes were he wasn't there. It was really weird. So he leaves. The show's over. It was okay. It was good, and then he passes away. So then Scott Stapp of Creed comes by us, and he goes, "Come on, I'm coming in my bus. I want to show you something." He's like, "When was Weiland here?" I said, "Just, a couple weeks ago, right before he died. He was just here." He goes, "Check this out." He goes, "I didn't realize it. I rented a bus, his tour bus." He goes, "This was Weiland's bus. Look," he pulled out Weiland's ID that was stuck in the freaking pillows of the bus. He goes, "Wow, bus." So that was pretty wild. But Weiland started with the Anarchy project. How come it didn't work out?
That is a very long story. That could be a movie.
Action.
Seriously, it's a very long one. So Art of Anarchy, it started off, there's these 2 guys that I grew up with, the sweetest guys in the world. These 2 twin brothers, one plays drums, one plays guitar. And it was 2011. And they said, all the years that we were always in bands, we had producers trying to change us and this and that. And we never got to make the album that we always wanted to make. Just for ourselves, we want to make that album. And we wrote 10 songs and could we come into the studio and record? I was like, of course. So they came in, we would record them. And the idea was to have different singers on different songs. So we started reaching out to different people, and Scott Weiland said, "Yeah, I'll do a song." And he did it. He did a song called Till the Dust. And he did such a great job on it. And it was his people representing him, his manager and his lawyer that said, "Hey, we should make this a full band. Let's make this a full-time band. Scott will do the whole album, and we'll make this a whole band." And they offered plenty of incentives from their end as far as giving support and things. So plan changed. It's like, all right, let's make it a band. And we all signed this big band member agreement, and that was it. We were band members. And then we hit up John Moyer. I was like, "Want to play bass?" I was like, "Yeah." And there we go. Band is done. And finished the album, finished everything. And then when it was time to move forward with it, at that point, we got a manager, and the manager was like, you know what, instead of putting it out yourselves through your own production company, which was the original idea, so let me get you guys a record deal. So we got a record deal. And as it's time to move forward, suddenly Scott Weiland said, I'm not in the band. Well, for the past how long, you've led us to believe that you were. You signed a band member agreement saying that you're in the band. And so, there's only two ways this can go. Either you move forward and see it through, or we need to renegotiate, because he was given a big advance up front as a band member. And it got messy. It got really messy. And he didn't see it through, and it got legal, and then he passed away. And that was that. And that's where it was a question of, do we move forward with the band and get a new singer, or do we just let it end? And then our manager said, I just spoke to Scott Stapp, and that's chapter 2. Yeah, but it's a shame. Yeah.
Any talk of you guys kind of putting it together for a return engagement?
Well, Stapp is not in the band anymore. Mm-hmm. And if we move forward with it, it'll be with third singer. And we just got to see where that goes. But, the focus has been Sons of Apollo heavily. Yeah, and as well, Asia started with that. So,
man.
So Sons of Apollo, which that really about maybe 10 years ago started with NAMM jams and things, and just, mutual friends and things. And, we were all did little things together. Like I played on Mike Portnoy's Son's album, his first album. I played solos for an album that Billy Sheehan was producing. And the three of us were the house band for an Eddie Trunk event, things like that. Like we all did things together, but then it was early 2017 where Mike and Derek said, hey, let's make a band. Although in 2014, I played with them on a Progressive Nation at Sea music cruise. And it was the whole band without Soto singing. It was everyone else. And Derek said to me after we played, he said, we should form a band. And sure enough, years later, it happened. So we did the first album, we toured, did the second album, started to tour, and something happened. We had to just kind of...
I remember calling you when you were in the studio on the first album, because that was around the time we were doing the Platinum Rock All-Star. And you told me you were playing with us. I said, whoa, that's a cool band.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
great.
That's
and then we saw each other in New York just earlier. Yeah.
And Derek was a guy that he played on a Vanilla Fudge live album that we talked about. Did he ever tell you that story?
Oh, I know it happened, but he didn't give any details. Is there a story to tell? What do you got?
Yeah, he never knew how to play a B3. So I had him in the studio, and I was showing him on the B3 how to play the Vanilla Fudge part. You keep hanging on, you do do all that, and I said, and you used to draw bars. And I know he used to draw bars, and so I mean, when we had him on the show, he was talking about that. It's funny as hell. But now he's just so amazing at it,
Oh yeah, he's Mr. B3.
Yeah, he is. He's really awesome.
So with the Sons of Apollo project, I mean, again, one of, I have to selfishly say, again, one of our favorite shows that we have. It's the cult following that you guys have developed there, plus what Portnoy and Sheehan do. I mean, I do every time Portnoy's got an incarnation of a band outside of Dream Theater, it comes by us. So it's really cool. But when you guys come, your fans are you have such a cult following. I know that from
good bunch
sales that you guys do. It's really incredible. I mean, it seems like this band is really, out of all of them, it seems like outside of Asia, it's really taken off. I mean, do you feel that? I mean, outside of what happened now with COVID?
It was, yeah. Like the shows were selling out. Everything was growing and growing. And we just had the little hiccup, But there's next year. That's all.
We'll be back already.
Hopefully. And you know, he played,
or the year after, we'll see.
Bumblefoot played on my Guitar Zeus record.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had one track that was not finished. I had everything but the guitar player solo. So I asked him if he'd play on it because he had played on mine and Vinny's album as well on one of the tracks. So, and that all really came from the Platinum Rock All-Stars, getting to know him and everything, getting to know him as a great player and a nice guy and a great singer. And Bruce Pilato, who hooked that whole thing up, also manages Asia. So that's why now he's the guitar singer of Asia, which I saw them do that, and he was awesome. But he played on this album of mine, and this track was in all these wild tempos, 11/8 I think it was, and it was awesome. And he did a tremendous job. All I did was send him the tape, and he just sent it back to me, and I said,
"Done."
What can I say? Done.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sons of Apollo reminds me of another band that I'm also extremely excited about. And one of my dreams, my bucket list, they have these two bands together, Sons of Apollo and Last in Line. What that would be.
That'd be good.
Don't you think?
We did a tour with Adrenaline Mob and my band with Rex Brown, Kill Devil Hill.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, Portnoy would come out with his kit and me, and we'd play Moby Dick with everybody. And then we do a drum battle. And it was such a great ending. People went crazy. It was really cool.
Kill Devil Hill. See, everybody is 1 degree of separation away from each other.
That's right.
So Kill Devil Hill. Now, Rex and Mark, there was a band called Alive, which played all Kiss covers from the Alive albums. And that was Brian Tishy on drums, Rex on bass. I was on guitar singing the Paul Stanley parts, and Mark Zavon on guitar doing all the Ace stuff. And Rex would do all the Gene, and he sang Gene so well.
Oh, really?
He nailed it, yeah. And we did a couple of shows with that.
Yeah, I played with Rex.
1 degree away from each other.
Yeah. And we did a rock fantasy camp together.
Sure.
Me and you. So we're all related somehow.
Well, you guys.
And I played on Paul Stanley's solo album.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, you know what? I mean, as I've said this before, we've been doing this show for several weeks now, and it's just unbelievable how many lives, careers, and fans that those two guys over there. Yeah. This guy, wait, this is so. This guy.
These guys. That guy, and this guy.
Vinny and Carmine have touched so many lives, so many bands, so many fans. It's just
two huge. The two huge. I like it. The two huge.
The two huge guys. Again, and Carmine, I'm thinking you're doing some kind of a scam thing going on, because every week we've got these great guys, great musicians, but every one of them is frickin' from Brooklyn.
Hey, that's right. Well, next week,
LBs.
Next week we got Rick Derringer, and he's not from Brooklyn.
He's from Ohio.
So
and then you got the bass players coming up. They're not from Brooklyn.
Okay.
Jorgen.
Fuck them too.
Jorgen's from Sweden.
And Jeff Jones.
Yeah.
I think he's from Washington.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, do you know Jorgen from Government Mule? Bass player?
No.
He's the nicest guy. What an unbelievable bass player he is.
Is he from Brooklyn?
No, he's from Sweden. He's from Sweden.
That's the only bad
I know his name sounds Brooklynish.
Yeah,
Brooklyn or nothing.
Jorgen Carlson is from Sweden.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Do you know what Brooklyn and pantyhose have in common?
What's that?
Flatbush.
Well, that's the thing.
There's a section in Brooklyn called Flatbush.
That is an old guy joke.
It's so old.
You should have turned around and went, "Badok."
Give yourself your own rim shot.
Yeah, my dad worked at a transmission place on Flatbush Ave.
Yeah, there you go.
On Coney Island, right below the park.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's how I know you're an old guy there, Vinny.
No, that's just an old joke.
That don't exist anymore, from what I understand.
You know, what's funny is it's such an old joke, and so many people from Brooklyn never heard it before. And it's like, well, really?
You're saying it's still got some life to it. Okay.
Yeah. It's still
What was
got
the
a couple
Flatbush?
more years to go.
What was
It's like-
Flatbush? I Eat Avenue J. What was a Flatbush, the movie?
Right.
Lord of Flatbush. Come on. One of the finest movies.
Lord the Flatbush.
Winkler. Yeah.
Henry Winkler. That's where it
That's
all
where
started,
Fonzie really started, you know?
That's how American Graffiti, Happy Days.
You know, I gave
Yeah.
drum lessons to Henry's son
Henry Winkler.
back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, used to go out to dinner, go to his house. Nicest guy. Nicest
Tell
guy.
him that joke? You tell him the flat.
I didn't tell him that joke.
Oh shit.
Good. Good.
Better off.
Good.
Okay, Brooklyn, best pizzeria, L&B's. What do you got?
Where's that? Where's that? We,
I thought it was.
It's in Bensonhurst.
I thought it was Lenny's.
L&B's, Spumoni Gardens.
I thought it was Lenny's.
Spumoni Gardens. Yeah,
Spumoni
yeah.
Gardens. You know the Spumoni
yeah.
Gardens. That's all
Yeah,
the old
yeah.
name, Spumoni Gardens.
Oh,
We
yeah.
went to the neighborhood pizzeria. We had Gino's and two
And
blocks
Lenny's.
over Lenny's, and it was
Lenny's.
great. You had a square and a round.
Yep.
That's it.
You didn't call it Sicilian, you called it square.
Square, yeah.
Yeah, so you go to L&B's and say, give me a tray of square.
Yeah.
They give you 12 slices, you keep it warm in the car, you get it home, and you just devour that stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like crack.
But I must say,
Application.
a Chicago pizza's pretty damn good. The deep dish, wow.
Yeah.
I would admit, yeah.
We
If
had
you're
one.
looking for
we
an
had that.
entire meal,
Yeah.
Chicago pizza.
We got all kinds. We're opening up at the Arcada. I'm opening up a pizza place, wood-fired pizza. It's called Rockin' Za, the rock and roll pizza experience.
All right.
okay.
Nice.
We got more stuff for you guys.
Good.
Yeah, I went to a place in Jersey by the airport because we were early, and it was coal they used to heat the pizza in the oven. And they said, this is the best thing you could use, coal. I'm like,
Well, for
can't even
Korean
turn
barbecue, yeah.
yeah.
Korean barbecue,
I
you
never
gotta
heard
go
of it.
coal, not gas.
You couldn't even
Oh.
turn it off. It had to burn 24 hours a day. It was so hot.
Yeah.
And then the pizza thing, the peel, was about 20 feet long. As they get close to the oven, they'd go up in flames. Oh, so ridiculous.
Spontaneous
That was
thing.
It was
Hey,
good.
let's talk a little bit about Asia, because that's a big freaking deal. I mean, Asia, obviously one of the most iconic bands to come out of pop rock and rock and roll, of course.
Gaglione. Yes.
Well, you know, I mean, not concerned, because Bruce was telling me about the whole Asia thing happening, and as it was happening, and I wasn't concerned. I'm just curious. You had the success of Sons of Apollo, so many shows, a lot of touring, a lot of a hustle and bustle with that band. And Asia, I mean, that's got to be a full-time job too. I mean, was there a concern, or how are you handling that overlap?
No, it's not bad because with Asia, we're not writing and recording it's just going out and doing tours or shows.
I see.
And at this point, it'll either be something next year or the year after or whatever it's going to be. And just like all of us, we just work out our schedules. We do the juggling act, and it's just
Yeah.
the
That's
ball
how
and
you
the
do
juggling
it.
act. But it's okay.
No, it's amazing. Let me, and now as Carmine spoke earlier, you know, there's the connection there. Bruce Pilato, the co-managers.
Jeff
But was there any kind of a tryout part? Did you have to go with Carl and any of the other guys and see it through a little bit first, or did you just get the job?
No, we spoke in 2017. They had a tour where they were going to open for Journey.
Yep.
And they talked to me about, maybe playing guitar in it. And I was just so busy. Art of Anarchy was on the road, and Sons of Apollo was recording and just getting that going and my own stuff. I was like, now isn't the time. I can't pull it off. And then in 2019, they said, hey, we're going to be going out opening for Yes. And
No, that was 18, wasn't it?
What's that? The one
Maybe
for
it
Yes?
was, it was 19, yeah.
Yeah, it
Last
was just last year.
It had to be the beginning.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
then-
I saw you guys in, I don't know where it was, somewhere near New York.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one was it, because we played a ton of New York, like in the area of Jersey and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think it was,
Northeast.
I think it was
We really hit a lot.
upstate, not upstate, but like
It's like Albany near
no,
Woodstock, right?
down, like up north of the Bronx, that area.
Oh, the Westchester, that
Yes,
outdoor
yes,
place.
yes.
It was like very square. Yeah,
Westchester County
something.
Arena,
Yeah, it wasn't
whatever
like a
that-
hospital, county
County-
hospital.
yeah.
County jail. County
That was it.
county jail.
The county jail, yeah. Yeah.
My name's Sue.
You know, you're such a. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, please.
Well, you know, you're such a prolific guitarist, and you know, this is one of the things that you're best known for, from what your peers have told me about you, my friend Ron Thal, Bumblefoot, is that you. No, this is the good part. This is the good stuff. I'm not gonna tell you the other stuff. No, not one negative word about you, my man. But you know, one of the things they say about your ability is you're like one of those people that can hear a song once and play the entire song on the guitar. You know, so I would imagine that has a big help as you're joining these other bands, especially a band where you're not writing part of the songwriting process. That's
The Rain Man thing, yeah. It definitely helps. I mean, there's been a lot of situations where I had to learn all the songs on the spot.
right.
With GNR, in order to learn all the new songs before Chinese Democracy was out, when it was still just demos, I listened on a laptop for a half hour with headphones and a piece of paper and just jotting down notes, and then did a tour.
Yeah, we all know that one.
And then, so there's that with Lita Ford in 2009 with Lita Ford.
Yeah.
She hit me up. She was still on stage. She just played Sweden Rock. She was still on the stage there. She called me up. She's like, "What are you doing this summer?" I was like, "Oh, I'm off." And she said,
Wow.
"I want to put a new lineup together." It's like, "Okay, how much time do we have?" 2 days. Okay. What are the songs? She gave me like 15 songs. So in 2 days, put together with my drummer and PJ Farley on bass, and we went down to Florida to her house and just rehearsed for like a day or two, and then toured the summer. So that happens. You got to be quick. You got to be able to remember stuff. And with Asia, that one I had a little more time. And also, it kind of helps when you've known the songs for like 40 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So when that
You're
happens, the
saying
stuff is in your blood.
So you're saying if
But there
Boss
was-
ever calls, you're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
with Asia-
I could listen to a song once, and then I have to listen to it 5 more times.
Hey, I don't even know what that means.
You listen to it once and then
I
you have
got
to
to
play it
listen
5
to
more
it
times.
5 or 10 times to learn the song.
Well, that's it.
That's usually how it is, yeah.
That's what your
But
peers
I do what Ron does with the cheat sheet, just write out, you know, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
you got it.
Got to do that.
So the thing with Asia, though, is I had to learn the guitar parts, I had to learn the vocal parts. They're from 2 different people.
Right.
So you're sort of anchoring in 2 different places to the song. You know, the guitar parts are all doing all this upbeat stuff. You know, and the vocals are on the downbeat going with the bass because it was the bass player that was singing. And having to change the way I sang to really fit the style of the music so that it stays in the realm of Asia. You know, you can't go out there and sing it like, you know,
Yeah,
you know, you have to sing it appropriately for the song.
Yeah.
People are not gonna, it's not gonna take them back. They're not gonna reminisce. It's not gonna feel like the song.
So, Ron, since you have a guitar in hand, can I push you on the spot? Can you give us a few bars of something with a little vocal from Asia?
Asia, sure. Let's see. There's so many songs. I mean,
Give me a
of course,
little.
the big hits, you know.
I never meant to be so bad to you. One thing I said that I would never do. A look from you and I would fall from grace. And I would wipe the smile right from my face. Do you remember when we used to dance? And incidents arose from circumstance.
Let's switch to another song.
One thing led to another, we were young, and we would scream together songs unsung.
Then you gotta play.
With the heat of the moment, telling me what your heart meant.
I'm out of practice. What else is there? I saw you standing hand in hand. Then you come to me, a solitary man. And I know what it is that makes us live such ordinary lives. When God the Buddha see no one can sympathize, the smile has left your eyes. The smile has left your eyes. What else was there?
Yeah.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
I'm back. My internet went out. I missed it all. I missed it all.
Oh, great.
Gotta start again. It was the heat of the moment.
It's in your eyes. I'm gonna sing this for you, come on. And there's no disguising it. Sing it right now. I'm staring, I'm gazing deep into your soul.
Yeah, man.
It's very creepy. It really comes as no surprise. Time that you planned it all along. Sure as the sun across the sky, his lie is over.
What the hell is that?
Step time.
Well, your upper register is amazing, Carmine.
Yeah, the background singers, I think you need new ones.
Yeah, give it up.
These Supremes are not so supreme. Okay.
A pip.
Hey, before we go, we got just a couple minutes left, but I do want to touch on, obviously, fabulous vocalist, fabulous guitarist, fabulous drummers. But what's really important, what's even maybe a hair more important, I want to talk about your hot sauces.
Yeah, let's talk hot sauce. Come on.
How did
What you
that
got?
whole thing happen? How did it evolve?
Started when I was 12 years old.
No, not that far.
Okay. So I was 13.
Oh.
And so it was 2013. I rolled them out, 6 sauces, and I was doing it through this company that was really pretty much doing everything. They were handling everything for me, the manufacturing, the distribution, all of that, the bottling, printing. They sold the company, so took my own food company and got my own manufacturer, my own printer, my own distributor, everything, and released the sauces myself again late last year. And it is going swimmingly. It's going great. Yes. Love it. Yeah. And you got to go sometime. If you're into this stuff, you got to go to a hot sauce convention. They are all over the country. Just Google. It's pretty much like NAMM shows of just spicy food. And you see the most amazing stuff. And there's like this whole family of this whole communal world.
I love that.
It reaches a point where everyone knows everybody, and you see the same faces, and you get to know the people that make different stuff. And there's so much great food out there, so much great sauce
Tell me a
out
little
there.
bit more about the product line itself. You got the 6 sauces, right?
You got a bottle? You got a bottle there to show us?
I don't. No, I don't have with
man.
me. I know I should keep some here just for such an occasion as
You
this.
should. So tell me your flavors. What are your flavors?
Okay,
What's the name of the sauce?
the first sauce,
It's
I wanted to
Bumblefoot
make
hot sauce.
a sauce. Well, the name of the company is Bumblefoot's Hot Sauce.
Genius.
Keep it simple, keep it obvious. Yeah,
Why did
Bumblefoot's
you
Hot
go with
Sauce.
Leonard Nimoy's hot sauce?
So, okay, we start off with in the everything, all-purpose, every day, every kind of food kind of sauce. One that you're just going to keep on the table all the time. That your morning eggs, you're going to put it on. You're having pizza, you put it on. You're having Mexican food, you put it on. You're eating Thai food, it works. Indian food, it works. It goes with everything. It is the perfect mix of herbs and fruit and peppers and everything. And it is the sauce. I want this to be the sauce that you use for everything. So I named it the sauce. It is called the sauce. Yeah, just obvious, simple, obvious. The sauce.
Now, did you come up with the recipe?
The recipes started in 2012 when I met with the people at a company called K. John's, and they were the ones that were putting out my sauces, and we worked together in the kitchen. I had all these sauce ideas, and I met up with them, and we go to the supermarket and buy blueberries and this and that and cook them up and put it all together, and they were really I couldn't have done it without them, for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Next flavor.
Oh, okay. So there's that one. I should also mention it is a 2-time first place winner at Zest Fest Food Convention in Dallas, Texas in 2013 and 2020. First place award is a mild jalapeno sauce. The next one, we need something barbecue. We all love barbecue. So this one has chipotle, it has cherry, it has bourbon. This one, it is so good. I've seen people drinking this for real from the bottle. People just drink it from the bottle because it's that delicious. In fact, it's more than delicious. It is Bumblicious. That's the name of the sauce. Bumblicious. Also, 2-time first place winner at Zest Fest when I rolled it out in 2013 and the relaunch in 2020 in January when did it there. First place winner, 2 times.
Wow.
And then the hottest of the hot. This one.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
You would like this one. It
I
has
like that.
ginseng and caffeine like an energy shot. Like I don't know any other sauce that has that. It has ginger and tropical fruit. It is 4 million Scovilles.
Wow.
And when you first take just a dot of it, as soon as you touch it to your tongue goes numb, your lips go numb, your gums go numb. You count to 10. And then, no, people like this. It's like drugs.
I think they gave me that yesterday at my root canal.
Yeah, you're just a little dab of this stuff. You wouldn't have felt a damn thing. 10 seconds later, it's like an oven door.
blowtorch. Why?
Oh yeah, it's like eating a blowtorch. After 10 seconds, an oven door opens, and in the back of your throat, you feel this heat. And then after a good minute, your whole body is heated up, and it lasts for a good 10 minutes, I would say, where you're just walking doing this penguin.
It's a narcotic.
And this is the best seller of all. This sauce is called Bumblefucked. Yeah. And this sauce, now the interesting thing that you can do though is if you have all 3 sauces, because the other 2 are mild, if you're looking for a little more of a kick, you just take a little dot of Bumblefucked and you put it in those, and it kicks them up to medium. So they really do work together.
Vinny's looking it up. Vinny's looking it up.
He is looking it up.
Okay, do you know the show Hot Ones?
Yeah, with the wings.
Yeah, the people that make that show, like the company that makes it called First We Feast, they actually did a blog on the 10 hottest sauces in the world, and mine was, I believe, number 3 or number 4.
Jeez.
They
Dude, that's
rated it
amazing.
as. Yeah,
Do you personally like that one?
I do.
Wow.
I do. There they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. The sauce. For everything, anything you would put a red sauce on, this is the sauce that you would use, the sauce.
Well,
then
we
when
are
you go
here at an
barbecuing,
retail place.
look at that. It's bursting with cherries and peppers. Bumblicious for a good barbecue sauce. And then when you want your eyes to explode out of your head, Bumblefucked. In fact, on Instagram, we have a Bumblefucked filter. We have a filter where you can click on it, and then you look into, like you're doing a selfie and hit record, and you open your mouth, and it makes you look like the guy on the like your eyes bulge out and a bomb goes off on the top of your head, and your tongue hangs out. Yeah.
Well,
we have a Bumblefucked Instagram filter.
We are going to have that. We're going to be selling that at the Arcada Theater, our new retail zone there, because I can't wait to try it. I can't wait to sell it there. And I can't wait to have Sons of Apollo and Asia and Vanilla Fudge and Cactus and Last in Line back at the Arcada Theater real soon.
That's the grand opening.
It is. All the bands together.
Why not? Do a
As long as
festival.
Bruce Pilato's there, that's all that really matters, I guess. Ron, thank you so much for being with us at Artists on Lockdown. My brothers, Carmine and Vinny, no last names. Love you guys. Everybody out there, please share this, like this. Just tell all your friends about it. It's Hangin' and Bangin', Artists on Lockdown. We have the #1 musicians in the world in rock and roll every week. Next week, another rock and roll legend, Rick Derringer, is going to be on Artists on Lockdown. I'm so excited. and Ron Thal, Bumblefoot. All we can say is thank you so much. Congratulations on all your success.
He's gonna play rock and roll hoochie coo. I could tell.
I was about to. You knew it.
All right, take us out with a little hoochie coo.
That was one of the first songs that I ever learned on guitar.
Come on. Take us out with it, brother. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All the best, buddy.
Thank you all so much.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you, our producers. We put this all together. Artists on lockdown. We'll see you next week with Rick Derringer. Vinny, Carmine, love you, brothers.
Thank you,
See
bro.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm shutting off.
Set me free.